I love meditation. I really think it's still undervalued for its incredible utility by a lot of people. Luckily, in our modern day and age, psychology has discovered just how useful meditation is. So it's not quite as controversial to say that meditation is useful, but it's still kind of weird to some people, so I'm just gonna go into it. So what is meditation? Is it sitting down and shutting up? Well, sort of. That's not really the point. There's this thing called mindfulness. It's mindfulness, not mind emptiness. You're not just supposed to sit there and be and do nothing. That's not really what's going on. What's going on is you're trying to focus on one thing. Generally, it's the breath. There are reasons for that as well. Not getting into it right now, but you're going to focus on one thing. And what's going to happen continuously is there are going to be thoughts popping up in your head, and as you're doing that, you're going to get distracted all the time. In Zen Buddhism and maybe in other traditions as well, they say we have a monkey mind, a mind that continuously wants to go all over the place. You can have thoughts like, why am I sitting down? Why am I doing this? How long is this going to take? But it just keeps producing these thoughts. And what you need to do when you're training yourself, because that's what it is, it's like going to the gym except in the mental aspect. So what you're doing is, a thought pops up, and you're like, okay thought, thank you, but now I'm going to return to my breath. And then you give yourself a little pat on the shoulder or on the back for returning to the thing you were focusing on, in this case your breath. Now, just that process already trains you to be more disciplined, because that's what it is. Think of courage. Despite feeling fear, you would act. That's what courage is. And so despite thoughts and feelings coming up, you still do the thing you aim to do. Or discipline. Despite the lack of motivation, you're still going to do what you need to do. So that's despite thoughts and feelings, act. That's what you're training yourself to do. So that's one of the great advantages of meditation. You're training yourself to be more reliable, but also to be more focused, which helps when studying or when working, or like even watching a show or listening to your partner and actually trying to understand them, or I don't know, playing chess, like whatever it is you're doing, focus is going to help. Not getting distracted all the time and actually being there, present in whatever it is you're doing. That's really useful as well. It also leads to a lot more calm, because of a lot of uneasy, a lot of unrest comes from this constant distraction, from being all over the place. And if you can just be still and focus on this one thing, there's calm. And so you're a lot less anxious when you're doing this as well. Now, I recently saw a video by Sam Harris, neuroscientist who loves meditation, and he advocates for meditation as well. And he says, well, all those advantages are very useful and very real, but there's even a bigger advantage. I'll show you what he was talking about right now.
Mindfulness is just paying attention closely to your experience. You start by paying attention to the breath, but even that, in most systems, very soon it gets expanded to you're just paying attention to everything you can notice as you can notice it. Just the sights and sounds and sensations and thoughts and emotions are arising continuously. Every time you're distracted by thought, you're thinking without knowing you're thinking, you just come back to noticing the breath, sounds, sensations. There's really nothing to believe. It's just the only thing you have to believe is that it makes sense that if you want to know more about what it's like to be you, it makes sense to pay attention to your experience if you really want to see what you are as a mind-body system from the first-person side.
And so why am I talking about meditation? Well, I started meditating a while ago. Actually, I found out about meditation when I was like 17, 18 years old, when I started listening to Alan Watts on YouTube. And I discovered something about meditation, but I wasn't really too serious about it. My brother is a psychologist, so I learned some things about meditation through that. But it wasn't until I was 25 or 26 or something that I just happened to win a free mindfulness course by someone who was giving mindfulness courses, and was doing it for a certain amount of time. It was some sort of anniversary thing. And he gave away one spot in the mindfulness course for free, and I happened to win that spot. And I followed this course and actually learned how you're supposed to meditate and how you're supposed to discipline your mind, train your mind. And instead of just sitting down every day for 10 minutes, Every now and then you're going to need to go a lot longer than that. You need to discipline your mind. The 10 minutes a day, that's just a way to remind yourself of what it's like to be in that place, in that focused, calm place. But to actually discipline your mind, you need to go longer as well. Okay, so I started doing that, and after some time, I let it go as well. Now, these last few months, I've been trying to get my life in order. Again, just step up my game and get to a higher level, so to speak. And I picked up meditation again. One reason for this was I'm taking driver's lessons to get my driver's license, because yes, even though I look like I'm 80 years old, I don't have a driver's license yet. However, now I'm going for it. And I failed my first exam. And the thing that was bothering me with that exam was everybody said my own instructor, the other instructor I've had in the first half of my lessons, and the exam dude who was taking the exam, they all said, oh no, you can just drive. But I had this one mistake I made. And that mistake came from not being perceptive enough. I was too focused in a harsh, like forcing myself to focus instead of a relaxed focus where you open up and just notice everything. And because I wasn't noticing things quite enough, that's what ended up failing. That's what caused me to fail the exam. And so I thought, well, how can I train that? I mean, I can take more driver's lessons, but everybody is confirming that I can just drive. So what am I doing here? So I thought, okay, I need to start meditating again. And I did start meditating again. I've been meditating for, I think it's about 1.5 months by now. And the results are amazing. I've been taking driver's lessons because I still want to keep driving. And my instructor says he sees the results as well. It's very clear that I'm calmer, I'm more perceptive, I'm noticing everything that's going on in the mirrors and everything around me. And so my driver's lessons are the reason I started meditating again. Now I'm gonna have my second exam later this week. Assuming I'm gonna succeed, I'm gonna get my driver's license, I'm not gonna start meditating. This is a thing I need to do. It's good for every aspect of my life. I'm better at focusing in on my girlfriend and listening to what she's saying, trying to understand her and not getting distracted. Or, you know, my work, my studies, I've already talked about these things, but it's so freaking useful. There's a lot more rest there as well, because when I'm focusing, I'm less anxious. And when it's a calm, soft focus, then I'm a lot less anxious. And so there's a lot more rest. And so I just feel more at ease. And I'm better at the things that I do. And all I need to do is just sit down every day and have this calm, quiet focus for at least 10 minutes. Sometimes I go up to 30, 45 minutes, but I don't do that every day because there's just too much to do every day. But at least 10 minutes. And I urge you guys to check it out as well, to try it out as well. And let me know if you've benefited from this, if you've tried meditation and if it's been of benefit to you. And of course, if you want more content like this, don't forget to subscribe.